The Sports Show with Woody and Les and everyone else. Eric Goodman from 1340 AM Mile High Sports, and Chad Brown is here as well, former NFL linebacker. All right, here's a fun one for you. Now, I get it. The Broncos only had 2 sacks yesterday, technically. 2 sacks. But they hit the quarterback 9 times. I mean, they came this close on a number of plays hitting Joe Flacco as he held the ball. Somehow, he must have ESP, some sixth sense. He got rid of the ball a split second before he was hit. DeMarcus Ware had 5 quarterback hits yesterday, guys. 5 quarterback. You ever have that many hits in a game? Quarterback hits?
Yeah, when I'm playing against a rookie, absolutely.
Did you? Okay.
That's how that works.
All right, so here's the fun question.
I never did.
Here's the fun question. But you have won a number of enemies.
I've won 0. Why do you got to point that out again?
It is a number. 0 is a number.
0
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
Touche.
I never applied like you. You applied for everything. If you throw enough lines in the water,
Didn't
Les,
care.
eventually you're going to catch a perch.
I really didn't care. It was always my producer who applied. Anyway,
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Did you sign it, Les Shapiro?
Okay, so DeMarcus Ware has 5 quarterback hits yesterday. The Broncos have 9 quarterback hits altogether yesterday. 2 sacks. Came close on Flacco a number of times. How many sacks will this team end up with over the course of a 16-game season? And will they come close to equaling the NFL record of 72 in one season set by the 1984 Chicago Bears?
No.
No.
I think they averaged 3 or 4 a game. But to Chad's point at the beginning of the show, with all the tape you looked at, the Ravens' offensive line is not very good at pass blocking, and that's something that I did not know. And
I didn't either. I kept hearing that the strength of this Ravens team was their offensive line and their defensive line, that they won battles in the trenches, that every year they were one of the most physical teams out there, and that's why they've made the playoffs 5 out of the last 6 years. You have to have that type of offensive line and defensive line to survive in the AFC North with Baltimore and Cincinnati and Cleveland. Not the case, though.
Justin Forsett runs the ball well because they're a good run-blocking offensive line. But in pass blocking, there's a lot to be desired. You talk about Flacco getting rid of the ball just in time because he has that internal time clock in his head. But he saw what I saw those last 6 games of last season, where I got to get rid of this thing or I'm going to go be down on the ground 5 or 6 times over the course of the game with the ball still in my hand.
I mean, Chad has forgotten more about football than I will ever know. Specifically, thank you. Can I get a ding?
Nice.
Specifically when we're talking about defense. But this Bears defense, what you're referring to, that 46 defense was new, essentially, in the NFL. And when you talk about the great defenses of all time, you could talk about the Ravens when they won their Super Bowl, and the Buccaneers when they won their Super Bowl, and the Seahawks when they won their Super Bowl. I think what differentiates those Bears with those other 3 great defenses, I think that defense was feared. And it's hard to strike fear in another man. I think teams were afraid to play them. I think quarterbacks like a Vince Ferragamo in an NFC Championship game turtled when Wilbur Marshall was 10 feet from him. And same with Otis Wilson. These guys were feared and great. Those other defenses were great.
I'll give you another reason why they won't come close to that. This offense is not going to score that many points. The previous Broncos offense, with the Star Wars numbers, and you suddenly find yourself down by 21 halfway through the second quarter and you're forced to pass, the games will be close enough where teams will still be able to run the football to try to slow down that pass rush.
Great point.
So draws and screens and those kind of things will still be in effect. Teams won't be forced to kind of just go deep ball after deep ball to try to compete.
When you go to buy a car, what do you really want? You probably want a lot of cars to choose from. And you want the dealership's best price. Not some starting price or target price, the best price. And you want it immediately, not after hours of negotiating. And you want a salesperson who doesn't get paid more if you spend more. Because, well, you don't want to spend more. Well, you're in luck. John Elway wants all of those things too. Better yet, John Elway wants you to have all of those things too. Come see us or click on johnelwaychevrolet.com.